Welcome to another episode of AdventureSphere. Tonight I'll be covering Robert, Bob, Wayne Arnao, a man missing from Key West, Florida. But first, become part of our family by subscribing to our channel, stay up to date by ringing the notification bell, and share our content to help spread awareness of how we can help recover missing loved ones free of charge. You never know who may see it, how hurt their heart may be if their family's incomplete, or how you may be a hero to them. The places I mention are shared with my blessing, so Bob can be reunited with his family, regardless who higher powers work through. The description box has our email address if you'd like to share insight on any cold case confidentially, know someone missing with a vehicle and would like them featured on our channel and searched for, or to donate equipment. Bob Arnao, then 41, is missing from Key West, Florida. His last date of contact was Sunday, December 15th, 1991. He left home without his medication or clothes, driving in a metallic blue 1988 Oldsmobile Cutlass Ciera, Florida license plate. Pay attention to this map right here, please. The Florida license plate is FZY76X. The car had dark tinted windows, and it was his mother Helen's car. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office is investigating. They can be reached at 305-292-7000. He does have a gunshot wound in the center of his abdomen. He takes unspecified medication. I'm wondering if it has something to do with that. He is also insulin dependent and has diabetes. So there was a little news article there. He didn't return home he was supposed to return home December 15th. He was reported missing December 17th. He left his home on Trinidad Street, promising to return in a few hours to watch a football game. His mother, Helen, was worried that he was murdered and said he would never leave without telling her. He's lived in Key West since he was 6 years old and worked for the county for over 18 years. His mother had moved to Tampa, where her other son, daughter, and grandchildren lived. She had better access to health care there in Tampa over Key West. Bob had lived in Tampa briefly, hated it, couldn't find a job, and he hated the traffic. So he moved back to Key West and in with some neighbors. He got a job and was to start the job in a produce department of a grocery store on December 16th. He was supposed to be returning home the 15th. He left home and he said he'd be back to watch the Dolphins game and asked his landlord, Mrs. O'Berry, to wake him up in the morning so he could be to work on time. But he never came home that day. She stayed up all night worrying about him. His brother, Richard, reported him missing. No one believed he would leave all of his money and his belongings behind. She felt that he was in fine spirits when he left. And then she also commented that he was insulin dependent, which was also left behind. Robert's mother, Helen Doris Arnao, passed away in 2014. In her obituary, it said that Robert preceded her in death, so she felt he was dead. Helen is resting peacefully in the Garden of Memories Cemetery in Tampa, Florida. The weather was nice between the 70s and 80s for the full 24-hour period. The winds did pick up after 6 p.m., but Bob should have been back home hours earlier. In 1991, it was the first season that didn't have hurricanes in Florida since 1994. Hurricanes usually occur between June 1st and November 30th. Personally, I'm suspecting diabetes played a factor into Bob's disappearance. If he was drinking alcohol and then driving, his blood sugar could have plummeted and went into a state of hypoglycemia. It's even more dangerous if his body doesn't give off recognizable warning signs, and those signs can be similar to those who are intoxicated. They can be tired and drowsy, have trouble walking, slurring their words. common belief is that wine and the higher 80 proof alcohols have a lot of sugar in them. They actually don't in the way that we think about it. So it's really important for diabetics, if they're going to be drinking, to eat complex carbs if at all possible. The complex carbs break down slower and provide a better protection from hypoglycemia than the simple carbs do. Simple carbs you can think of as like juice or a candy bar or something. Complex carbs would be 100% whole wheat bread. So if he's going to go to a bar and grill, he'd want to try to get a breaded sort of meal or potatoes. Let's see here. They should drink half. If you're diabetic, you really shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all, but you should have half of what a non-diabetic would consume. But alcohol avoidance is the safest choice, regardless if you're diabetic or not. So I was thinking the water around the Hogfish Bar and Grill, that's on the next island closest to the mainland. There's a pond at Boatyard Row, water at the College of the Florida Keys. Sunrise Lane has water in it. Then there's the Palm Avenue Causeway that has a little bit of an unprotected bridge in the center. There's water at the Key West Police Department. The water I'm highlighting is the darker blue, like right here. This is the police department. The water is murkier, so it would be easier to hide a vehicle, whether it's from the depth or algae or whatever is in there. My prime belief area that I want to search first is the 11th Street public boat ramp. If he was drunk and he turned onto 11th Street, if he was down like over here in this part of town that I'm scrolling around in, if he stopped at a bar, got a drink or two, and he headed home on Flagler, it's like the main drag through town there, and he mistaken 11th Street for the Venetian Drive, which was the next left turn he could have taken. When he goes into 11th, he would have gone right down into water at the end of the road there before it turned. The house he lived at was on, I think it was Trinidad Street. But here, so you have the 11th Street little dot there right on the left-hand side of the screen now. And please come back over there, Lisa. So right there on the far, right there in the middle now is Trinidad Drive. I'm thinking this is the house where he was living in as one of those 4 or 5 homes. He turned there at the 11th Street, so his car is going to go directly into the water at the bottom there. It may have drifted north back toward the continental island, not island, I should say. But he would have needed to stay on Flagler there till the next left turn, which would have been the Venetia Drive, to get him home. And he might have just had forgotten that he was making the wrong turn there and ended up in the water not paying attention. But if not, there are plenty other bodies of water that we can search while we're there. If you'd like to help Bob's family find their long-lost brother and uncle, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell to receive progress reports. If you have a few cents for a cup of coffee or two, please consider donating through one of the links in the description box. It'll go toward sonar equipment and other necessities to find Bob and other missing loved ones. The holidays will soon be upon us, and although it hasn't been said to me yet, being reunited with their loved one is one of the greatest gifts these families can receive. One of our first 300 subscribers will receive a free gift card, so be sure to subscribe if you'd like an opportunity to win. Immediate donation links are in the description. Kickstarter and GoFundMe campaigns are coming soon. The video will play so you can see the entire search area. If I missed something, please let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and remember that we love you.